You hear that? That is a sigh of relief. That is a sigh of relief. We can all breathe now. The New York Knicks beat the Miami Heat. Final score 111 to 105. Wow. Wait for more people to hop in here, but what a freaking game. What a game. Second half, Knicks turned up. Looked dicey there. Not going to lie to you. Looked kind of dicey there for the New York Knicks. Wasn't looking great. And Jalen Brunson turned into Superman. Jalen Brunson turned into Superman. Wow. Jalen Brunson looked like he couldn't get anything going in the first half. And he was off in the first half. And he just took the game upon himself and said, look, I'm not losing this game. I'm not going to lose this game. And dagger threes from Brunson. Knicks figured something out with the Miami defense there in the fourth quarter. Wow, they couldn't figure it out throughout the whole game. They couldn't figure out the Miami Heat's defense. And Jalen Brunson, man, in that third and fourth quarter, holy crap. Josh, I mean, we can get into it. A lot of players deserve their props tonight, man. But the great thing is the New York Knicks tied this series at one game apiece. We tied the series at one game apiece, man. It wasn't looking great there in the first half. Third quarter, it wasn't looking great. Much needed win. We got out the Garden with the victory. No Jimmy Butler, man. I came into the look when Jimmy Butler was rolled out. I said, do not let this Miami Heat team gain confidence. They are a gritty team, a hell of a coach team, and what they couldn't miss from three. The Knicks had no answers for them defensively, but they figured something out in the second half. RJ Barrett didn't play in that fourth quarter. We can talk about it. I mean, he had a good game, but maybe Tom Thibodeau went with Grimes because of the shooting aspect. Gives them another threat from three, but Barrett was shooting the ball well, so maybe Tom Thibodeau can go into that more in detail during the post game. But we can breathe a sigh of release. Recently got this chain for the New York Knicks victories. Now I could put it on now. Let's go. Let's go. How about that chain? How about that chain, ladies and gentlemen? How about that Knicks chain? I'm all tangled up here. Let's go. New York Knicks tie the series 1-1. Put the chain on. I'm going to put this chain on for these victories, man. What a gritty win for this New York Knicks team. Let's hit the chat. Big Task in the chat. What's going on? Bro, hand face emoji. I know, man. Oh my God, man. When I tell you my heart was beating dun 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 throughout that whole fourth quarter is an understatement. Big Taz says, I will take it. Let's get ready for Miami. Let's get ready to take one in Miami like Miami Heat took one in New York. Tony, man, what's going on in the chat? Much needed win. Give credit to Miami for playing hard without their star. Credit to Miami for playing hard. Caleb Martin, all those guys were shooting the lights out. They couldn't miss from three. Kevin Love could have missed in the first half, was non-existent in the second half. But Knicks made an adjustment there late in the third and early in the fourth quarter. And maybe that adjustment was simply give the ball to Jalen Brunson and let him do his thing. Let's go, baby. We back. Dainty, man, what's going on? Let the party rock. Let's go. Magical 5-point call. Tyler, we can breathe, man. We can breathe, man. We can breathe. Julius Randle, when Julius Randle hit that got that turnover where he stepped, I was like, bro, we cannot do this right now, Julius Randle. Please, let's not do this. Thank God Josh Hart hits the free throws. And, I mean, Dame Tubes, man, with the super chat. Second super chat of the channel. Let's go. Appreciate you, Dame Tubes, as always. Jesus, Brunson, King, Randall, RJ Barrett. Let's freaking go. Let's go, Game 2. I can't even talk. Dame Tubes. Appreciate you for the super chat, as always. Adjustments. Guys, you want to talk about the adjustments the Knicks made? Jalen Brunson, he was non-existent in that first half. And third quarter, fourth quarter, the Knicks, Brunson figured out the pick and roll. Knicks were moving the ball well. They stopped really using Julius Randle on offense in that second half. Yeah, Tyler started having those Dallas flashbacks, man. Boy, if the Knicks blew that game in the last final moments, that would have been brutal. But yeah, lost my train of thought. Yeah, Jalen Brunson just turned into Superman. He took it upon himself. He was not going to lose this game for us. Finished the night with, how many points did he finish tonight? 30, and he was non-existent in the first half. Non-existent in the first half. He looked off. He tweaked his right ankle again, and you could tell he was, struggling to get his shot off. Second half came around, third quarter. We even, it was heat for majority of that third quarter, and then Knicks put the subs in, or start of the fourth quarter. IQ did hit some, 2 shots in that fourth quarter. Emmanuel Quickley's confidence right now, I don't like what I'm seeing from Emmanuel Quickley. His confidence isn't there at all. Hopefully he can snap out of it. Majority of these playoffs, it just hasn't been there for IQ. But hopefully he can snap out of it because, we barely got any bench points tonight, and that killed us, man. That freaking killed us, man. Dainty in the chat. Brunson was doing his thing all game. RJ came out hot as hell. 16 first quarter points. That's the thing, man. RJ Barrett came out firing in this game. 16 first quarter points, was unstoppable again. Miami goes zone. Knicks couldn't figure it out to save their life. And Knicks couldn't figure out the pick and rolls on defense to save their life. And then the first half, especially halfway through the third quarter, they're running Jalen Brunson through pick and rolls majority of the game. They're wearing him out on the defensive end, but it didn't work tonight. Brunson was like, "Look, put me in the game. I'm winning this game," and he was awesome, man. I mean, I was honestly getting ready to tweet like, "Wow, Jalen Brunson, maybe we should sub out Jalen Brunson," and then that's when he hit a 3, and from there on out, 10 and 19 from the field. Jalen freaking Brunson. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys like this chain. The New York Knicks are now tied with the Miami Heat 1-1 in this series. Let's go. Josh Hart, man. Boy, was Josh Hart tentative this whole game. The Heat's game plan, leave Josh Hart open, let him shoot the rock. There was so many times tonight where I was like, shoot the ball. Please. You're open, shoot the rock, Josh. Shoot the rock. You're open, shoot the rock. Fourth quarter, things changed, man. Hart hit 2 big threes in that fourth quarter. And when I tell you those threes couldn't have came at a better time, Knicks were swinging the ball. Finally got some ball movement. Randle swing the ball. Brunson got that 4-point play. Josh Hart finally freaking hit, his 3-point shots, which is what we need. I mean, Josh Hart came in today's game. I believe he texted JJ Redick saying if we would have hit a few more of those threes in game 1, we would have won the game. But that is the past. Josh Hart backed it up tonight, hitting his 3-point shots in that fourth quarter. And, those were big shots for the New York Knicks. But RJ Barrett, 38 minutes. But a cool wrinkle, I wouldn't say a cool wrinkle, but a wrinkle that Tom Thibodeau did in the fourth quarter was he took out RJ Barrett and he played Quentin Grimes. Majority of the fourth quarter was Grimes, Brunson, Hart, and then Isaiah Hartenstein. Let me not go over Isaiah Hartenstein because when I tell you his energy that he provided off the bench gave us a massive spark for this team. Isaiah Hartenstein was incredible for the New York Knicks tonight. Came in off the bench. Mitchell Robinson got into foul trouble early, some silly fouls from Mitch, and then Isaiah Hartenstein. One can argue that he changed the game. Like, he changed the energy. I mean, he changed the momentum. His defense was solid. Offensive rebounding, drawing fouls. Isaiah Hartenstein came in off the bench when Mitchell Robinson was in foul trouble and simply dominated. So shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein tonight. I'm going to give you your flowers, and everyone should, guys, whoever watched the game, you guys should, that Isaiah Hartenstein was a huge part of tonight's victory. Degon's in the chat, man, says some really nice passes from Julius Randle tonight. A couple of times he was jumping up and down. You could tell he's, coming back from the injury, I thought he looked good. You can tell what difference he makes on the court. Randle, that is. Opened the first quarter really strong, scoring the rock for the New York Knicks, finished with 25, 12, and 8, almost a triple-double for Julius Randle. And, a lot of Knicks fans said, look, the Heat are going to be without Jimmy Butler. Maybe we should rest Julius Randle until Saturday, give him those extra days off. No. This is why you don't play games like that. This is why you don't play you don't play around like that. Because the Miami Heat, I got to tell you, it was not looking good, right? Third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, it wasn't looking good for the New York Knicks. It wasn't. I was getting extremely nervous. I actually had my wife into the game, and she was like going crazy, texting me back and forth. And it was getting nervous. But then Jalen Brunson took over the fourth quarter, and that's all she wrote, man. That's why we have Jalen Brunson. That's why we love him, and that's why he's been doing this majority of the playoffs. And tonight was a great game for him. Second half, he took over the game. So I'm just so happy we can finally breathe. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief, and we won. We won, guys. Tyler says Hart was telling Obi to shoot his open shots when he was mic'd up. Hart needed to take that advice for himself. That's for damn sure, man. I mean, first half, Josh Hart was mic'd up. He was telling Obi Toppin, shoot the rock if you're open. But God, when I tell you, how many times Josh Hart was open and he was freaking tentative to shoot the ball, the Miami Heat wants you to shoot it. They're playing zone all game. Knicks couldn't figure it out to save their life for the first three quarters. It was frustrating as heck. It was so frustrating. The second quarter was terrible. Offensively, we looked terrible. And yet we were only down 3, which was promising. It was a promising sign. Offensively, the Knicks looked bad. And then third quarter, it was much more of the same, right? Knicks couldn't get it going offensively. They couldn't figure out the Miami Heat offense. Miami Heat just running Nick after Nick after Nick through pick and rolls, majority Jalen Brunson. And, Knicks couldn't really figure that out. And then fourth quarter, something changed. And Jalen Brunson changed that. Josh Hart finally shot his open shots. Isaiah Hartenstein was playing incredible. Knicks stopped using Julius Randle. And I don't know if you guys noticed that, but they really, let the offense come to Randle, rather than in the first half where Randle, he was getting into the right. He was making his shots, 3 and 9 from 3. Randle played excellent, but they ran the offense through Brunson, high pick and rolls. Brunson was eating that alive, splitting the pick and rolls. Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter, he was splitting them. First half, he wasn't doing that. So, man, we can all breathe. D-Gon says Thibs went for D late in the fourth. Yeah. A lot of fans are going to question the Quentin Grimes over RJ Barrett move, but, you can question that move if we lost the game. But we won the game. So you got to do what you got to do to win. No hard feelings. You can't feel a certain way about your playing time. RJ Barrett, I'm sure he had a great game, but Tom Thibodeau made an adjustment. Fourth quarter, he wanted to go with Grimes. He wanted, more defense, more of a threat from the outside. Grimes, better playmaker than RJ Barrett. So he just wanted to switch things up. I was even saying maybe we should put Grimes in for Josh Hart, because Josh Hart wasn't shooting the rock in the first half, and he was very tentative. Wasn't shooting the ball, was hesitant a lot, and, Grimes lets it fly at least. When Grimes catches the ball, he's shooting it. That quick release, corner quick release, when Grimes catches the ball, he's shooting it. So credit to Thiz for making an adjustment, man. I was sitting there, shaking my head like, what can we do against this zone? Something needs to change, and he made a change, and it worked, man. The Knicks, I believe, finished the game on like a 24-7 run or some crazy stat like that. So, yeah, D-Gons, man. He went with more defense to end the game, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Tyler in the chat says, I think I've seen the Knicks play a lot better throughout the season. Yeah, that first half of basketball that we saw tonight wasn't that great. Wasn't that great, but Jalen Brunson, man, I'm just so happy we have him on our team. And I'm just so happy that the injury isn't, if the injury was that bad, like how he acted in the first half, he didn't really look like he wanted to be aggressive at all. I kept saying to myself, man, this injury is probably, more severe than we think, because Brunson wasn't looking for his shot at all. He was trying to get other people involved. He was very passive, and credit to the Heat. They were doing that. They were getting the ball out of Brunson's hands, letting other people play make. And, fourth quarter, Brunson just took the game upon himself and said, I'm winning this damn game, and nobody's going to stop me. Let's go. Lamar says that's facts. Definitely had to get that dub. We play better on the road. Pressure is on Miami now. Let's go. Tyler, you said, am I going to a game in Miami? I will be attending Game 3 on Saturday in South Beach. New York Knicks fans will be in there. So, yes, I will be in Miami on Saturday, repping the squad, repping Knicks Nation. And we will be loud in that building. Yes, we'll have Heat fans, but that place will probably be 50-50. I'm just happy now that I'm going to the game, not down 0-2, and we're going tied 1-1, because that would have been a disaster. But going to Miami, take one like Miami took one from our home court. We still don't know the health of Jimmy Butler, but the Heat just showed you. Butler, no hero. Who else are they missing? Oladipo. That just shows me they're such an amazingly coached team. It is unreal. Like, they're literally plugging in players. And these guys aren't scrubs. Cody Martin, he could shoot 4 of 8 from 3 tonight. Gabe Vincent, I like Gabe Vincent. 4 of 12 tonight. I mean, Strus got hurt, came back in the game. 3 of 7 tonight. They were moving the rock. Duncan Robinson, 3 threes. This guy wasn't playing all year, and then comes in the rotation when what's his name goes down. His name is escaping me. Kyle Lowry finally fell back to earth tonight. We all saw that coming. Highsmith. I mean, the way the Miami Heat are coached is unbelievable. This is going to be a chess match. All series long, this series is simply going to be a chess match. And, he struck first, and we struck tonight. So this is definitely going to be a chess match. So credit to the Miami Heat, man. When Jimmy Butler was ruled out, I didn't think this was going to be an easy win. And tonight showed you it was not an easy win. This Heat team is such a greatly coached team that, even with their star players out, they're still going to fight, and they're not scared of the bright lights. This is not the Cavs team where those guys were scared of Madison Square Garden. Those guys were scared of, the crowd noise. No, not the Heat. They're not frightened. They're not scared. So, chess match, man. And Tom Thibodeau, credit to him, made an adjustment. Maybe it wasn't, highly, liked by fans, benching RJ Barrett, but in that fourth quarter, Grimes, gives you the playmaking ability, the defense, the 3-point threat, and it worked. The Knicks spread the floor more. Josh Hart finally freaking shot the rock in that fourth quarter. Oh, my goodness, right? Credit to Josh Hart, man. Credit to him, because, I think this was going to be one of those games for Josh Hart, and he just turned it around like everyone did. Brunson turned it around. Hart turned it around. Hartenstein with an amazing game. Balling, man. Lamar Jackson, man, what's going on, man? Tyler, that's facts. Knicks haven't played a really good. That's the thing. Knicks haven't really played a good game yet. Not a great shooting game yet. They haven't really shared the rock yet. I mean, I guess you can say our best game was Game 5 in Cleveland. I guess you could say that. Tonight, for the most part, wasn't that great. It just took Jalen Brunson turning into Superman for us. So, shout out to him, man. Tyler in the chat says Cody Martin and Gabe Vincent were looking like prime Clay and Steph. That's the issue with the Heat. When Cody Martin and Vincent and Kevin Love. Kevin Love, right? It seems like every time he's open, he's making it. Every time he's open for a three, splash. Martin, every time Martin was open, splash. Vincent was open, splash. So that's what the Heat want to do. They want to spread the floor, shoot as many threes as possible. They don't really want to utilize Bam Adebayo. They kind of want to use him in the high post as like a, center that, gives a screen, passes the ball out to the open three-point man, but they're not really utilizing Bam Adebayo, but they want to shoot threes. And they know that the Knicks three-point defense really isn't that great. So, that's what they want to do. And even though we won this game, guys, the Knicks still have to figure out that zone, because that's what the Miami Heat are going to do. They're going to keep running the zone majority of the series, and until the Knicks actually, until the Knicks actually figure it out. We figured out some little kinks in the fourth quarter, but 48 minutes, we got to figure out this zone because it's killing us. Our offense, it just doesn't look the same when the Heat are running that zone, and they did it in the regular season. Grimes hurt them in the regular season. It's just like Grimes is coming back. We don't know how big of an injury that shoulder injury is, so, he's coming back from that shoulder injury, so we just need Josh Hart to not be, hesitant in his three-point shot. Brunson to keep doing his thing. Randle got 3 days off here, so hopefully he can get his ankle right. You can tell he wasn't 100%, but he was a warrior out there. Winston and, you could tell he wasn't 100%. But shout out to Julius Randle for, simply coming out here and only almost able to drop a triple freaking double, man. He kind of efficient too, man. 25, 12, and 8 for Julius Randle. So shout out to Juju, man. He's a warrior. Tyler says you would like to think the Knicks would be better at beating the zone after seeing it all season long. You would think so, right, man? You would think so. You would think the Knicks would be, their practice, when was it? Monday. They didn't really have a practice. They had a walkthrough. So you would think, majority of this week, they're going to just go through the zone defense. And maybe the Heat switch it up. Maybe the Heat go back to a man-to-man and surprise them on Saturday. But great. Our offense tends to run better with the man-to-man. But, we got to figure out the zone defense. And we got to figure out ways to get Emmanuel quickly going. And we got to figure out, just ways to get his confidence going. His confidence up. IQ, 9 minutes, 3 of 7. You could tell when he got subbed out in the fourth quarter for Jalen Brunson, he was upset at the bench, on the bench, because he just hit back-to-back shots. But Emmanuel quickly, man, got to get going. 9 minutes from IQ is uncharacteristic. Played 5 minutes in the first half, IQ. So, got to get him going, man. Yandri in the chat. Let's go, Knicks. We can do it. What's going on, man? Let's go. We finally pull out a victory, 111-105. The Knicks tie this series up. Got the Knicks chain on. Let's go. Maybe I should move back so you guys can actually see the chain. I'll move back. Tyron Davis in the chat. What's going on? Quickly needs to step up. We need the bench scoring, right? It's a problem when the Miami Heat are outscoring our bench points. And when the Miami Heat have Kyle Lowry coming in off the bench, Highsmith, Cody Zeller, Duncan Robinson, they shouldn't be outscoring Emmanuel Quickly, Grimes, and Obi Toppin. Bad game out of Obi Toppin tonight, even though he had a great game during game one. Just, the way the offense flowed tonight, it just really wasn't favorable for Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly. But IQ, he's not afraid of chucking it. And he said before the game that he's going to chuck it, and he chucked it. But he's just not making his shots right now. So IQ needs to get it going, because Brunson cannot play, especially on a hampered ankle. Brunson cannot play almost 40 minutes a night. We got 3 days off here, so we can get some players some rest, some much needed rest. So, oh boy, man. Oh boy. Man, that fourth quarter was dicey. We were going back and forth. That fourth quarter was dicey, man. Tyrone in the chat, our defense was horrible. The whole game, we got to get stops. Tyrone, we couldn't figure out what the Heat were doing on offense. To us, to the viewers, to the fans in the stadium, especially the first half, Madison Square Garden sounded like a funeral. Like, it was just dead in there. They were just shocked. But the Miami Heat, they're just running pick and roll after pick and roll after pick and roll. And, credit to them. Hell of a coach team, man. Eric Spoelstra, came to the series knowing that, and we should know that. They run some actions out of these timeouts, then you're like, wow, damn, that was actually a pretty good play call. But yeah, man, defense is horrible. We're getting shredded out there, shredded. And this was with the B squad. Miami Heat shot 17 of 49 from three. Knicks shot 16 of 40 from three, 40%. They hit their shots. We won the game. I had Heat fans in my mentions, saying, I tweeted out something about Josh Hart, texted JJ Redick, saying that, if we would have hit 3 or 4 more shots, we would have won game 1. And Heat fans were going crazy. Well, duh, that's basketball. You make shots, you win the game, blah, blah, blah. And look what happened tonight. We hit our shots. We won the game. Brunson balled out 6 of 10 from 3 after going 0 of 7 in game 1. Huge for us. RJ Barrett 5 of 9 from 3. Josh Hart 2 big threes in the fourth quarter. We hit our shots. And good thing we did, because it wasn't looking pretty. It wasn't looking pretty, but I'll take it, man. It wasn't looking pretty at all. Tyrone, I read that. Our defense was horrible. Dame Tube says game was way more stressful than it needs to be. D up on the 3. Maybe that's why they switched on. Maybe that's why they made the switch on RJ Barrett, for Quentin Grimes. They wanted to switch things up, get some more defense in there. But yeah, defense needs to improve. We're going to score. The offense was, at times tonight wasn't that great, but we're going to score. Brunson's going to take it upon himself and take over games sometimes. And he did tonight. Fourth quarter, he took over the game. We're going to score. It's just the defense, man. Terrible. Yeah, but we got stops when we needed it. Yeah. Finally, it seemed like all game they were hitting dagger 3 after dagger 3, especially Vincent and Cody Martin. They were open, and they were hitting them. They were hitting their shots. They were open. They were hitting their shots. Irizarry group in the chat. That's my wife in the chat. Definitely stressful AF. Yeah. Stressful, man. Watching the game back and forth. Heat going up. Knicks going up. Knicks going up 3. Julius Randle over the line. Turning the ball over at the end. It's just, we won the game. That's all that matters. Knicks tie the series. Could you imagine if we would have lost this thing, man? Going down 0-2. That would have been terrible. That was not an option in Jalen Brunson's cards, and he took it upon himself and just took the game over and won the game for us, man. Fourth quarter, we can go through some of the plays. Knicks were finally moving the ball. That 4-point play was huge, right? In the fourth quarter, where Jalen Brunson hit that corner 3 and they fouled Isaiah Hartenstein. That was huge. Josh Hart finally hitting his shots in the fourth quarter, huge. Julius Randle was a playmaker in the fourth, hit 2 clutch free throws. Offensive rebounding in the fourth quarter was huge too. Hart grabbed 1, Randle grabbed 1. Hardenstein was a beast on the boards tonight. Grimes played well in the fourth, even though the stats don't show it. I don't think the Heat were expecting Grimes there to close out the fourth quarter. And that's what the Knicks have to do. They have to play chess with the Miami Heat, right? You just have to continue to combat their adjustments. You just have to continue to make your own adjustments. Heat are going to make adjustments in game 3 now. Knicks are going to make adjustments as well. But it just seemed like for the first game up until majority of this game, it just seemed like the Heat were just in complete control and the Knicks just made their adjustments. And that was the turning point. Knicks changed some things up. And it happened. Let's see if anyone has talked right now. Big victory in Madison Square Garden. If you are new here, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Join us here in the chat. Couple of known faces in Madison Square Garden. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man. Carmelo Anthony was courtside cheering on the New York Knicks. Aaron Rodgers again. I was about to kick out Aaron Rodgers because If the Knicks lost this game, Aaron Rodgers would have been that freaking bad luck juju charm on the on the baseline. But thank God the Knicks won. And then Jessica Alba was courtside. I tweeted out something, funny. Jalen Brunson saw Jessica Alba and turned into Michael Jordan. But yeah, man. Big dubs, big victory for the New York Knicks. Glad we got the victory, and we can all sleep in peace. We can all sleep in peace. Degon says RJ and Brunson can't get through the screens. As skinny as Grimes, as hard to. 2 games in a row, the referees were kind of favoring the Heat. A few of the foul calls on Josh Hart tonight were kind of questionable. A couple of times, Josh Hart was running through the screens. There was one time Gabe Vincent threw his back to Josh Hart, and they called that a foul on Hart. What are you supposed to do there? But yeah, Heat are going to expose Brunson on the defensive end, and sometimes tonight, Randle also. You got a little bit, lazy on the defensive end too. So Knicks got to clean that up, and I will. But Randall's not 100%, and the Heat know that. So they're gonna run through actions. They're gonna run Jalen Brunson. Watch Jalen Brunson on the defensive end. That's all the Heat are doing. They're running him through pick and rolls, wearing him out, and Brunson said, "Look, you guys are gonna do this to me. This is what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna send you home. I'm gonna get this victory. I'm going to come out and freaking ball out." And Jalen Brunson did that, man. So, yeah. RJ, great offensive game, but defensively, Knicks needed a switch, and that's why freaking Grimes was in there to close out the game. So, big victory, guys. Series is tied 1-1. We go to Miami now. I will be repping the New York Knicks in Miami. I will be at Game 3, giving you guys all the content as needed. I will be in the stadium. I will be there, man, repping the Knicks with the Knicks squad, man. Hopefully Knicks Nation shows out in Miami. Hopefully we come out strong, and hopefully we can steal one down in Miami. We got to steal one, right? Have to steal one in Miami, and let's do it, man. Let's go Knicks. We get the victory. Oh, man. These games, man, these back and forth games just stress me out. They take years out of my life, right? They take years out of all of our lives, man. I don't know what the heck was going to happen. I honestly didn't. And credit to the Knicks for, strapping their boots on and winning this damn game, because if they would have went down 0-2, man, but Brunson didn't let that happen, man. Brunson didn't let that freaking happen. I'm just happy we got Brunson on the squad, and let's go Knicks, man. I will be back on Saturday doing post games from the stadium, live from the stadium. Probably do a podcast with my co-host Chris during the week. Make sure you guys catch that. Appreciate all you in the chat. Nate series is tied 1-1. Let's go Knicks. Appreciate all of you. Dame Tubes, appreciate you for the super chat as always. Let's go Knicks. Series is tied 1-1. Peace, man.